Hey, good morning. All right, so now we'll go over a Bible verse. A great one, man. This really says something, just amazing. Once again, being repeated throughout his word. He's very repetitive. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever, right? And he's very repetitive. And a witness of two or three, let a thing be established. So, I mean, he's saying it over and over and over. It's time for everybody to wake up. So, yeah, my little rant about the breathing restriction. People trying to tell you, oh, you're going to lose your job. We can fire you or whatever for not wearing this when it jeopardizes your own health and safety. It's so ridiculous. I mean, their ignorance is jeopardizing your health and safety. Really? Come on, man. You don't have the legal authority, and there's just so much information to back that up. It's unreal. So let's stand up and fight that together. It's stupid. All right. But if you are sick and coughing and sneezing, yeah, I mean, it'd be decent not even to go out in public, no matter what you're sick from or whatever. Or if you do have to go out briefly and you are at least healthy enough to, at short periods of time, wear something to cover your face to prevent you from coughing or sneezing or something. I mean, come on, that's only being a decent human being. So there's that. Anyways, okay, this is a great verse, man. You're going to love it. It says a whole lot. It reveals a whole lot. So it's Exodus 20, verse 2. I'll read it first the way it is in our Bibles, and then take every single word back to its original language. There's just so much meaning in here that we need to know and that he wants us to know by a continued study of his word. We're not eagerly taking in his word at our own jeopardy, so we don't have the deep roots. So, we're supposed to study and abide in his word daily if we love him. And I want to get to know him in every, just so deep as possible. Have that relationship with him. Okay, so I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Short verse, but man, it says a whole lot. And it's a beautiful verse, and that really relates today. Not just what was happening back then, what he did back then for them, but it's a foreshadowing of what's to come. Okay, so and this verse, so just taking that same verse back to its origin will show that. So check it out. Here we go. It's not a super long one, so it should be pretty quick. But man, it's just so revealing. Okay, the self-existent and eternal God, the theopathic angel, right? The theopathic. And I know that's weird that was in there, and I was like, I don't want to write that. It's kind of, people aren't going to understand that. But he said, no, put that down. What it means is the true God who appeared to men. The manifestation of God to a person. Okay, so he is the ruler of all things, human and divine, who came into being to abide and remain. He came into being to abide and remain with the Elohim. Okay, the rulers, the judges, the angels of the supreme God. The special possessions of the Almighty El. Okay, it says it right there in that verse. Right there, it says that. Those words are in there. Look, understand who we are. Psalms 82:6 says, I have said, you are all Elohim. Right there. Multiple verses, this is saying the same thing over and over. Understand this, people. Understand where we came from, where our place of origin is, and how we got here, and what our bodies are, and what this world is. It's so important. It's so important. We're being kept blind by it, by this physical covering of this sinful flesh. And the desires of this world, the lusts, the things of this world. Everything about it is keeping you blind to the truth. Okay, that's why you need to study his word deeper, daily. Okay, so this is the self-existent, eternal God who has revealed himself to all of his creation, who appeared to men, okay, through his only begotten Son, Jesus Christ. The ruler of all things, human and divine. He's the ruler and creator of everything. Understand that. But there's a reason that he's doing what he's doing. Okay. He came into being to abide and remain with his angels, his Elohim, his rulers, judges, magistrates, the angels of the supreme God, his special possessions of the Almighty El, to come out of, to go forward, right? and lead out. Okay, he came here and then he ascended back into heaven, right, in a glorified body after he was raised from the tomb, right? But he left to abide here, his Holy Spirit, to dwell in us, to dwell in us. Such a beautiful thing. To lead us out and to deliver us up in the end, to escape, to pluck us out, for us to be risen and to stand out, to utter, to speak out, to speak forth, right? To utter and to be firm people of the land, to be firm people of the land who are being used of him, and to stand out, right, among all the people and proclaim his word through the gift of his Holy Spirit, through the indwelling of his Holy Spirit, right? This is what this is saying. Okay. Of the land of Egypt, right? Okay, so he took, to be firm, to stand out, the people of the land of Egypt, and we're in the land of Egypt, believe me. Okay, of an enclosure, the firmament that encloses this place, right? Or it could mean your physical body that has enclosed you. Okay, of enclosure that is sieged, which is your body is sieged. We're being sieged upon every day. You can see it all around us. Just watch the news. Okay, we're under siege. And plus this entire world is under siege by the evil one. Understand that. Okay? That is, and you can see it in the news. Just watch the news. It's right there. And this is word saying it right here. Okay? People of the land of Egypt, an enclosure that is besieged. Okay? And besieged is a place that's surrounded by armed forces. And look what's going on in the world. Armed forces everywhere. And they're going to be coming, believe me. And when this vaccine comes out, they'll be knocking on your door to get it too. It's a matter of time. Okay. A place surrounded by armed forces aiming to capture it or force surrender or oppress it by their many requests and by the adversary's house. Okay, yeah, so by their many requests, they're oppressing you. By all the rules, regulations, there are many requests that they're putting upon the public. Wear these masks. Don't wear these masks. You can go here. You can't go here. Do this, do that. You know, by telling people to kill off and let the food rot in the fields. They're causing this. The oppression's coming, and it's going to get, you know, I hate to say it, but it's going to get worse. But you know what to expect if you study his word. You're ready for it. You get your heart and mind right with God, and you know what's happening. And I mean, it's sad in a way, but I mean, there had to be an end at some point. There had to be judgment. You know, there has to be righteous judgment by only God who can judge righteously, right? Okay, so we are under siege, right? And it says we're under siege by the adversaries, by the adversary's house. Now, by the adversary's house, is that our body? And it says by the adversary's habitation, dwelling, and then it does say human bodies. So what are our bodies? Our bodies are the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. That's what our bodies are. They're the fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. But we have to be reconciled back to our Father to get to go home through the indwelling of his Holy Spirit, through the fruit, the gift, the living water of his Holy Spirit that is given by Christ himself, who is the first fruit from the tree of life. And the tree of life is God himself. And Jesus Christ was the first fruit thereof. I mean, it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. And then he imparts his Holy Spirit to you. If you want, if you submit your will to him, if you want a relationship with him, right? If you want it, he'll give it to you. Knock and the door shall be open, right? And he will come in. He will come into your vessel, into your house, into your body, into your house. And that's what it says here. Like I said before, mansions can mean a physical, you know, or I wouldn't say physical, but well, it may seem like it then, but a place in heaven that God's prepared for us. But it's also metaphorically a body, a glorified body he's prepared for us, right? A house, a dwelling place. Okay, so light and darkness. Okay, Human bodies, it says, okay, a habitation. We're under siege by the adversary's house, by the adversary's habitation, which is our body, until you're reconciled back to your Father through the gift of his Holy Spirit. Okay, his dwelling place, a human body, it says, human bodies of Sheol, that belong to Sheol. Okay, and we know what that is, the abyss. Okay, the abode, human bodies, the abode of light and darkness, the yin yang, the duality. See, you're double-minded when you're born into this world. You're double-minded. You have to break that tie. You have to break that tie so you're single-minded, single-eyed, back to your Father in heaven. You have to break that tie. Okay, this is what this is saying. This is so beautiful. Exodus 20, verse 2, right? Okay, of light and darkness, a receptacle from within. A receptacle within a prison. Your body's a prison, or this world is actually a prison. It's a purifying system. He's purifying his kingdom through this world. Okay, within a prison, a temple, or it can be a temple once you're born again of the Holy Spirit. It can become a temple, right? Established of restored exiles. To be established, a temple to be established of restored exiles. Come on, this is all in this verse. It's right in front of you. Okay, of restored exiles. Of restored exiles to be built up, to obtain children. And to obtain means to acquire or secure, to gain, to labor and serve God, right? Okay, to obtain children. To obtain, to acquire and to secure, to gain children. To gain children, produce more fruit. That's what we're called to do, produce fruit. Children, to produce more children of the living God. More fruit from the tree of life. When we proclaim, when we put out. What did it say up here? We're supposed to utter. We're supposed to utter God's words through the gift of his Holy Spirit to obtain more children, more fruit from the tree of life, right? When they turn back to Christ and they're born again spiritually, okay? To obtain children, servants and worshipers of God, to labor and serve God. That's the verse. That's what the verse says when you take every single word back to its origin. Tell me that isn't from God himself. Really? Are you kidding me? You'll never see it just reading it in the regular text. You'll never see it. Do you want to know your Father or not? Do you want a close, intimate relationship with him? Do you? Abide in his word daily. Study it. Get those deep roots. Be indwelt by his Holy Spirit. Look, I still sin. I do my best not to. I pray that I don't. But every now and then, I can go a little while, or I even went, quite a while. I thought, but then you fall, you stumble. But that's why in so many of his verses I've went over, especially recently, say we are the definite article, even though we stray from the path. We're the definite article. He's comforting us, man. He's leading, he's guiding, he's directing us. And man, that really tripped me out up here. I already knew, but it's just over and over. And this one just puts it out there, just so clear. He's the self-existent, eternal God, right? Who's manifested himself to his creation, to all mankind, and personally, he might even show himself to you. Jesus Christ can appear to you, okay? I'm just saying, and he'll speak to you. Sometimes it's loud and clear too. The ruler of all things, human and divine, who came into being to abide and to remain with the Elohim, the rulers, the judges, the angels of the supreme God, the special possessions of the almighty El. I mean, right there, man. It's in that verse. Look it up for yourself. See if these things be true. Be a good Berean, right? Be a good Berean. Look it up to see if these things be true. He's saying it over and over and over from the beginning to end. He's telling us, trying to wake us up. Wake up, people. Wake up, family. The trumpet of God is sounding. It's time to go home. God bless you. Love and respect everybody. Have a great day. Bye.